In this example, we need to find the slope of the line that passes between the points -7, -5, and the point 27. Then we need to graph the points and the line. Well, how do we find the slope of a line given 2 points? There's a formula for that, and you need to memorize it. Here it is. M, the variable we use for slope, equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Notice the numbers on the variables are subscripts, they're not exponents. All they do is identify which point that x or y value comes from. Here are my 2 points. I normally call the first point point 1 and the second point point 2. But if you did this in reverse, you'd still get the correct answer. So since this is my first point, its coordinates are going to be x1, y1. This is point 2, its coordinates are going to be x2, y2. So now I've identified all my numbers. Now all I have to do is plug the correct numbers into this formula. So I have y2, that's the y coordinate of the second point, which is 7, minus y1, that's the y coordinate of the first point, which is -5, all divided by the x coordinate of the second point, which is 2, minus x1, which is the x coordinate of the first point, which is -7. Working on the numerator, I get 7. What is minus a -5? Remember, subtraction can be considered adding the opposite. So you turn the subtraction into an addition and the number following into the opposite. What's the opposite of -5? +5. All divided by 2. Again, you're subtracting a negative, so you're going to add the opposite of -7 is +7. So numerator is 7 plus 5 is 12. All divided by 2 plus 7 is 9. This fraction can be simplified. 3 goes into 9 3 times. 3 goes into 12 4 times. So our slope equals 4/3. So that's the first part of the problem. We found the slope. Now we need to graph the points and the line. So let's look at our points, -7, -5. So remember, start at the origin. X is -7, left 7, and Y is -5, down 5 to there. The next point is 2, 7. Start at the origin, go to the right 2, up 7. There's my second point. And now we're going to try and draw a line through my points, and hopefully that'll work. I think that looks like it goes through the points. Don't forget, you always put arrows on both ends. So there is the line associated with those 2 points. I just wanted to point out a couple of other things. Remember, another way to talk about slope m is rise over run, which is change in y over change in x. So in our case, our rise and run, we're going to have 4/3. So that means if my rise is going to equal 4, means I'm going to go up, and my run is equal to 3, means I'm going to go from left to right. So let's look at what that means on the graph. If I start here at my first point, if I go rise 1, 2, 3, 4 and run 1, 2, 3, notice it brings me to another point on the graph. 1, 2, 3, 4 up, 1, 2, 3 to the right. So rise 4, run 1, 2, 3. Last thing is, in this case, the slope is a positive number. That means the graph is going to go up from left to right.